Welcome, everyone. My name is IverRetrum, and I'm pleased today to welcome all of you to the Colorado Aviation Business Association's inaugural Aviation Saves event. I'm the current membership director and founding chairman of the reinvigorated CABA, having been recently relieved last month from my chairmanship for Mr. Purvis, which I'm going to be introducing here in a moment. In my daytime job, I also serve as the Director of Sales and Marketing for the Sunborn companies who operate the Centennial Interport development upon which we stand here today. First and foremost, I would like to thank all of you for joining us here today. You are here today because you recognize the importance of this message and you appreciate the idea of supporting your aviation community. First, I would like to thank our bronze and silver sponsors for helping us to bring this Aviation Saves event to life. You have all stepped up in a tremendous way to help support this extremely worthwhile event, and without you, none of us would be here today. Of that group, I would like to specifically recognize Signature Flight Support, XJet, and my own Centennial Interport for providing the facilities for which we hold our event today. And I'd also be remiss for not mentioning Wings Over the Rockies, who hosted our dinner last night. I'd also like to thank our gold sponsors, Centennial Airport, Cessna, M&N Aviation, and Bombardier. Not only did they provide the monetary means of sponsorship to be gold, but they also contributed a variety of essential resources to this event. And I'd also like to have a very special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Jeppesen. Jeppesen not only contributed a significant amount of financial support, but they have also supported CABA and this event in so many other ways, either through helping us raise awareness, write letters, provide valuable expertise and personnel that they truly demonstrated what it takes to be a good steward of our trade and of their community. I'd also like to thank our industry associations and their leadership who are here with us today. They represent a significant reason why this event and our association has caught on the way it has. And finally, yes, finally, I would like to thank our Aviation Saves Committee and the volunteers who are here with us today. It has been absolutely amazing to me to see the sheer amount of personal time and dedication they have all put into this event. With the way this event has taken off like the way it has, all of us have been struggling to hold on with our life. And I'm proud to say, we did it, we're here, and let's enjoy it. Can I have a big round of applause for our volunteer speakers and sponsors? I don't think any of us who started planning this event over a year ago would have imagined the enormity of what Aviation Saves has turned into. The event started out as an idea. It was a simple one, an idea to raise awareness about what we, as an aviation community, do every day for the communities that we serve. We wanted to educate the public. We wanted to counter our critics' claim that business and general aviation's primary objective is to cater to the more fortunate among us, when really, collectively, a majority of what we, as aviation professionals, do every day serves to better the less fortunate. Too often our trade is looked upon and spoken about in negative connotations, when really it should be recognized for saving lives, for creating jobs, and for building communities, and for growing our local economies. A wise man once said, "It's not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the men and women who are actually in the arena, those whose faces are marred by dust and sweat and blood." Today, between our speakers and the myriad of participants, you will see and hear from those people and companies who are in the arena every day. But today, my purpose here is to tell you a little bit about the Colorado Aviation Business Association. Because without this association, and without your support of it, we wouldn't be here. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about CABA, who we are, where we've come from, and then shortly we're going to have Mr. Purvis come up here and tell you a little bit about where we're going and some of our goals, initiatives, and issues that we're facing. CABA, as you may be aware, only 2 months ago stood for the Centennial Airport Business Association. The association was originally started in 1994 to give representation to the businesses, tenants, and operators here at Centennial Airport during a time when their voices were not being heard by the communities that they intended to serve. Upon its inception, CABA strived to educate the public about the airport and raise awareness about the vital economic significance it represented. Its leadership developed working relationships with the community and the airport leaders to try and bridge resolutions over conflict. Eventually, CABA and the proponents of Centennial Airport worked and were successful in bringing down barriers and eventually rallying around support around the extremely vital and central part that Centennial Airport plays as the economic engine that is the Southeastern Corridor. After a short hiatus and a period of inactivity in the mid-2000s, the Centennial Airport Business Association was reinvigorated in 2008 with a new board, bylaws, and a new structure. This renewed CABA spent 2008 and 2009 refining that structure, adding committees like the Legislative Action and Educational Outreach Committees, as well as adding internal trade groups like the schedulers and dispatchers and flight attendants groups. CABA also made sure to consistently communicate with its membership, either through regular newsletters, email alerts, or through an emerging website interface. We focused on holding consistent and entertaining quarterly membership meetings to educate and grow our membership. Our leadership held itself accountable and took a keen interest in adding new and passionate board members who took ownership over their positions and took charge of their committees. In addition to serving the needs of the business aviation community at Centennial Airport, CABA started to concentrate on extending its reach to other airports, like Rocky Mountain Metro, with the understanding that providing an infrastructure of resources to these groups, CABA could help serve the greater goal of promoting aviation throughout the state. It was through this realization and a growing relationship with Metro Airport, an economic downturn, and an aviation community that was consistently under attack that made us realize what we're doing today was greater than just Centennial Airport. And that's why, as of our last annual membership meeting in March, our membership voted to transition the association to the Colorado Aviation Business Association. And today, as the Colorado Aviation Business Association, I'm proud to say that we are now comprised of over 106 members, and we're growing every day. To accommodate our future growth, we have created a sustainable and expandable structure that is both nimble and versatile. We have developed a website that will manage our membership and facilitate our communication. We have elected a representative and diverse board of board members that expands beyond Metro Denver, made up of pilots, schedulers, flight departments, airport developers, charter companies, aircraft sales, and other aviation service companies. I'm sure many of you who have been raised in the aviation world like I have been agree that we call it our family, we call it our community. I like to joke about the fact that every year I venture off to the MBAA convention is like going to my family reunion. Today, the reason we have all gathered here is because a few of us aviation family members decided to get together and start an association because we cared about our community. So as a community, I ask you today to be a good steward of that community and support grassroots organizations like CABA. Support them not merely by monetary means, but more critically by volunteering your time to contribute actively in committees and trade groups. It's not enough to just simply sit idly by anymore and hope for prosperous outcomes these days. Inaction is inadequate, and we must all work above and beyond our day-to-day jobs to protect our livelihoods and network and promote our businesses. You, us, we need to stand up together and make sure that our aviation community continues to save lives, to save jobs, and save our communities.